I'm a part of Gabriel. I work there as a head of operations. So basically, Gabriel is a pioneer in the shock absorber industry, and we work across all the business units, starting from two-wheelers, three-wheelers, passenger cars, commercial vehicles, railways. So basically, suspension is the domain. Uh, Suspension, I think it plays one of the most important role as far as the vehicle dynamics is concerned. Basically, again, from an end user perspective, if you see, this is one product which the customers appreciate, which the customer understands, and which the customer is able to easily relate to, because it gives you comfort, it gives you the sort of the control on the driving part. As far as technically the vehicle is concerned, whether you talk of the pitch or the roll or in the vehicle, or the impact on the braking, I think everything around everything, suspension plays a very important role there. So it is a very integral part as far as the vehicle is concerned, and overall impacts the complete dynamics of the vehicle. With the Especially with the changes in the infrastructure that are happening, the kind of vehicles that are sort of coming up, there's an entire shift moving from, say, the smaller vehicles to more towards the SUVs. The highways are improving, the speeds are improving there. So the role of the suspension is becoming all the more important. And I think with the time, the electronics coming into the system, the sort of the impact on the safety, which we are all talking about, while we talk a lot about ADAS and we talk a lot about other features, but again, suspension is one key enabler for that. See, again, when we talk of electronics in the suspension part of it, while directly it is little difficult to say that the shock absorber will help ADAS, but in terms of pure technology, I think the control that it brings to the vehicle, as an example, if we talk of a semi-active suspension over a very standard passive suspension, now the advantage is that it can, a well-tuned vehicle will be able to understand the vehicle, the road conditions, the speed at which it is moving, whether you're taking a turn, and then it would be able to adjust the damping accordingly. So that definitely helps. As I mentioned, it will definitely improve the braking capabilities of the vehicle further. It will also help the vehicle to sort of perform much better in terms of whether it is moving within the lanes or various safety features there. Just to share with you that we have recently set up our third tech center. Two of them are already in India, which is basically the two-wheeler, three-wheeler tech center is in Hosur near Bangalore, and the passenger car commercial vehicle tech center is in Pune. So recently we have set up one more tech center in Belgium, where the whole idea of that is to work on the advanced suspension technologies there, which would include the semi-active suspension, full active suspension, and all the new generation sort of systems in the shock absorber there. Some of them obviously may be confidential at this moment of time, but yes, so there's a separate team which is working as a part of that tech center, but coordinating very nicely between India and Europe there. So there's a clear roadmap which is aligned with all the key customers, which we have prepared for next 5 years, not only for the individual mobility, but also for the shared mobility, because the industry also would be at some stage would be moving more towards the shared mobility space there. So that also becomes very important. And as I mentioned, with the kind of vehicles now coming up, there the economy is growing at a much faster rate. Obviously, the buying capabilities of an individual is also improving. So everybody wants more features in a vehicle there, and definitely suspension the new technologies and the new generation suspensions will be very, very important there. So there are multiple projects that we are working on. While suspension per se, again, it is sometimes it may be very difficult to immediately relate the product with it, but I can give you a few examples, because say the processes that are being used to manufacture, starting from there, all of them can be and should be sort of converted into all the green processes. Now, Gabriel, or as being a part of Anand Group, the flagship company of Group, sustainability is very close to the group. So we do a lot of work in this particular direction, and everything that we do, the first question is always there whether it is sustainable or not. I'll give you some examples there, like all the plants now of Gabriel have zero liquid discharge. So basically that means that say 95% of your water is recycled. The processed water is recycled there. We are moving away from all the hydraulics, and we are getting into more electronics and more control based even equipments there. So definitely your focus on consumption of electricity is there. So you basically reduce. Then the renewable energy, I think there is a clear focus on using the renewable energy. So that is on the process side. Even on the product side also, the materials, in terms of the kind of material that you are using, play a very important role. The weight, there is a lot of focus on weight reduction there to make the components lighter, make the suspension lighter there, which while the industry will move more towards the EV, that again the weight will play a very, very important role. So sustainability is a central theme to whatever we do, whether it is on the process side or on the product side. Yes, there's a lot of discussion that is happening there, because while I think at this stage it is more from what we see on the electric side is more. I think lot is happening on the two-wheeler side per se as of now, but yes, the same is going to happen on the passenger car side. In the two-wheeler side, a lot of interesting things have happened, because we are seeing new players coming up. We are seeing people coming from different domains, not having the background of the automotive industry, and then they look at the product very differently. Many of the customers don't look at this product or a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler as a mode of communication. It is exactly like mobile. Now we don't even, when we buy a mobile today, we don't think of it as a device to talk to each other, because that is given, that is lost somewhere, because that is a given condition. Now we only talk about what additional value that it can bring there, and the same is happening, and it will happen more with time. So yes, there's a lot of discussion that happens with us also on what are the features that we can bring, and believe me, there's a lot of work that is happening there. As I said, some of them may be difficult to share at this moment of time, but yes, you will see in the coming few years, I think a lot of interesting work happening even in the domain of suspension also.